in my youth, I was a savage.
Oh, not a savage.
I was a savage.
Dolapo was desired by many before she was married.
I mean, like, it's just not what you think it's going, because you watch movies and
this
you're like,
is it.
Hollywood.
Basically, they now pulled me into a room, they sat me down and they found traces of cocaine. You know the sweat patches that start to come near the breast area because the sweat has seeped. I was broke up with his girlfriend by sending her a recorded delivery letter. Hi guys.
Welcome back to another episode of Naija Girls Dish with Dolapo.
Diana.
Another story time for ya.
Ooh, here we go.
Story.
Once
upon a time.
Time.
Okay, you go first.
Oh, after all of that performance.
I went first on the first one.
Okay. Story. Okay, so back in the day, I went to drama school in LA. So I lived in America for a bit. And I used to go back and forth a lot. And I lived in Hollywood. So my school was in Hollywood, our apartment was in Hollywood. I just want to point out, it sounds fancier than it actually is. Hollywood is very dirty looking. But I'm just being honest.
I'm sorry to interject. I've been to LA once and I went there for work. And I was shocked.
It's nasty.
Like, it's just not what you think it's going, because you watch movies and you're like, Hollywood, wow. And you go there and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
When I moved, I was like, oh my God, 17, I'm in Hollywood, no parents. And I was like, Biba, you're dirty. You're dirty. So I was so annoyed. Anyways, so went back and forth a lot to London, back, some holidays and all that jazz. Now, if you know anything about LA and Hollywood, it is the land of what's that word? Drugs. Oh. The land of activity, the land of all of the above. So there was a day I was flying back to LA. I entered through LAX, cool beans. So they scan your stuff, blah blah blah, all of this. As they were scanning, my own stuff beeped.
This cannot be going where I think it's going.
I don't know. Is it easy? I was like, okay, whatever. It's not a big deal. We just have to double check your stuff. Please tell me after they did that.
Still beeping.
They now pulled me into a room. They sat me down and they found traces of cocaine on my stuff, in my bag. I just want to put out there, I've never done drugs. Like, I've never even smoked weed. I've never smoked a cigarette. Like, I'm that girl. Just to cut a long story short.
Oh my gosh.
In LA, people use their cards to cut up their coke. Mm-hmm. If you've used your card right after someone who's just used it in an ATM machine, it transfers.
So it was on the card?
It was on my card, so it was in my bag.
And they could sense it?
Yes. This was like maybe, this was 10 years ago. And I was just like, first and foremost, that, even if it was that small amount, obviously let me not say small amount, would I know a small amount is big? The way I was shaking, that's dramatic. I was sweating. And when you haven't done anything wrong, but they now stop you. Yeah. You've told yourself you did something wrong. I was sweating. The sweat patches that start to come near the breast area because the sweat has seeped. I was just drenched. I was just like, oh God, drugs, yeah. I was thinking of that movie, Broke Down Palace, where those two girls never made it back home. I was like, oh my God. I'll go to prison. Yeah, I was like, all of this. And I didn't do anything, mind you. I didn't even do any drugs. And the guy said, just so you know, it's traces. You need to wipe your cards down. The cry that was coming when he said you can go, but I was gonna faint.
Okay. Currently in the airport, it's been a while, where sometimes they'll say you're going through security, then they'll take a specific bag, then they'll put a cloth, and then swipe, and then they're checking. Do you think it's because they see traces of something and then they're trying to figure out the amount?
I think that's what they're doing, because back then, this was 10 years ago, they never did that.
Because obviously you cannot help that, because if you use your card, but it's to see the amount, to see, okay, are you a cokehead, or is it just, by the way, okay, you just put your card in the same? Because I've always wondered when they're doing that. I'm like,
I think that's what it is. Because when they stopped me, there's that feeling of you're in the airport and they say, excuse me. First of all, I don't like to hear excuse me from an officer. And
then they now say they take you to a room.
So the room part, I say, yeah. Then you now tell me something about coke. I can't even say it.
Yeah, that's a no.
The way I was sweating, The sweat was all I remember from that day. Because I was like, I don't even perspire like that. I was sweating like a whole thief. Hey, what? So since then, I'm like very meticulous. First of all, I couldn't carry nothing for nobody anyways. I believe in border control. That was my show. You know, they'll put the cocaine in between the laptop and you lift up the keyboard. You now see it. Sorry, if you ever asked me to carry something and I said no, that's why.
Yeah, I don't believe in
that's
why. That stuff.
Yeah, so no, I'll never forget that. Me and airports. Such interesting experiences. But yeah, girl, that was me, my little coke situation.
Okay, this is another dating one.
Don't look at these dating ones. Are you guys seeing a pattern here? Are you
There's
seeing
no
a pattern?
What's dating pattern?
No, it means that Dolapo was desired by many before she was married.
If you don't touch your own, who will touch it?
Beep.
Anyway, so how do I tell this story?
Oh,
the thing is, I always feel bad because if the person is watching, they will now be like listening.
That's okay. They
were
it's making
fine.
it to
it's
the
also
show.
like it's all for laughs. So it's not really. But anyway, so a very long time ago, while I was still living in England before I moved back to Nigeria, so I was dating this person, and we just hadn't seen each other in a while. Let me just put it that way, because I don't start explaining why we hadn't seen each other, but he had not come to see me for whatever reason, right? I had been ill, but he hadn't come to see me. So then he called, and then we were talking, and you know when someone's talking like everything's fine and like nothing's wrong, and I was like, okay, I don't understand. This is weird. Like, are we still in a relationship? So I basically decided that I was going to dump him. But I was one of those people, I don't believe in sending a text, or I didn't believe in sending a text.
I do.
Or
emailing, email.
Or calling. I felt like we hadn't seen each other in a while, and I felt like the right thing to do.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Was to do it in person. Oh, well, no. Let me finish the story.
You should do recorded delivery.
Let me finish the story, because you're saying I'm sweet. Okay.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because in my youth, I was a savage.
Oh, not a savage.
I was a savage.
A savage.
I was savage. Okay. So basically, we meet up in Knightsbridge. I remember this, I just remember this very well. It's very good. We meet up in Knightsbridge in this little cafe, and I order a coffee, and he's a little bit late, and he shows up, and he's like, oh, hey, how are you? And the whole time I'm just thinking, someone's just pretending everything's fine. I'm thinking, I have not seen you in a long time. Anyway, doesn't matter. I don't even need the reason. I'm just calling to call it quits, so we're on the same page.
So you met up with him in person to break up with him in Knightsbridge. Mate, what the actual? Well,
he was like, I don't remember how we decided to meet.
What I'm trying to understand is, you had plans to break up with someone, and you said, I'm going to meet up with you in person. You're a woman, no? Huh.
Isn't that, that's the right thing to do, isn't it?
Well, you sent email from your house.
Okay, so we met up, so I sat down, waited, came. He was like, oh, hey, how are you? I was like, fine. I was thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? And then he's like, oh, 1 second, now gets the menu, and he starts ordering food. And every time I'm thinking, oh crap.
He's getting settled in.
So he orders. I remember what he ordered. This is what is so weird about that. I remembered what he ordered. So he was like, hey, what's going on? So I was like, so this isn't working, and I just think we should break up. And he was like, oh. And then he goes, when did you decide this?
Hey.
Which I thought was such a weird thing to say. Instead of, why, what's going on? Can we make it right? I was like, and I went, a while ago, I don't know, I've barely spoken to you. And he was like, oh, okay. Then he started looking around to get the waiter's attention to cancel the order. And then he couldn't cancel it. Then they proceeded to bring the, it was like this toast thing with some mushrooms, to bring it. And I just sat there. And I was just like, this is so awkward. And then he goes, oh, you don't have to wait for me, by the way. And I was like, no, it's fine. And I sat there for about 3 minutes. And then I was like, you're right. I don't have to wait for you. I didn't pick up my bag and I left.
Do not slurp next to me, girl. Do not slurp next to me. But I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck when you went to publicly break up with someone. Maybe I'm just a punk.
And then, honestly speaking,
how long did you date?
Like a year or something? I can't remember. I just felt like...
Do you know what? The last person...
do it. I just felt like I should be
the last
nice
person I
and
broke
do
up
it in
with,
person.
it wasn't in person, but I was courteous enough
to send a message.
I sent an email. It was really worded nicely and it was direct and succinct.
It don't burn you well if you break up with me over email.
No, they don't burn you well if you are mad. The mad person that they send email to. Because let me tell you something, people break up with people via email because they're mad.
Okay, fair enough.
The person they send the email to is not alright.
Fair enough. If the person is crazy or whatever and they deserve a text, yeah.
No, not even that they're crazy. It's just, you don't deserve to be in my presence again. Period, Pooh. So he ate that meal.
Alone.
You sat there for 3 minutes. I
wonder if he thought it was a date.
Dolapo, what do you mean you think he thought it was a date? You said Knightsbridge. Did they go to Knightsbridge
First of all,
to do what? Who did do
Hold on,
Knightsbridge?
did I clarify that I'm the one that said that's where we should meet?
Dolapo, what did they do in Knightsbridge?
I think he might have called me, or I might have called him and said, what are you doing? I'm in Knightsbridge. Okay, let's come. I don't know. The whole vibe was weird because it almost sounds like we didn't know each other. Even the way I'm explaining the story, does it sound like somebody I'm dating? Somebody that's my boyfriend?
Fair enough, it does.
It sounds weird. So for me, it was the fact that you sat down, you were comfortable, you ordered the food. You two weren't you thinking, this girl has been sick, I have not seen her in how many weeks, and then now you're not sitting there pretending everything is okay.
Hey.
You deserve to be dumped, mate.
Well.
No?
No, sorry, no, yes.
No, it's okay,
No,
there's
yes.
no right.
No, sorry, yes. To be honest, when it's over, it's over. Nobody should pity anybody. Nobody wants to be in a pity situation. So break up with a person. How you do it, I do think everyone deserves a face-to-face. But there's some people...
Unless it's long distance and then,
I just think an email is just very... I think it's quite courteous. I think it's nice, personally.
If it's long distance and
no one's ever broken up with me before. So I don't know.
I had that streak once upon a time. And then someone did break up with me.
Yeah, no one's ever broken
and
up
with
with
me. And I was crying into my pepper soup.
But the thing is, even if they've never broken up with me... They did things to where I should have ended it sooner. So really, what am I celebrating? What am I celebrating? Yeah, no. I've definitely done all the breaking up, but I've been... It's all via email. I've sent a lot of emails in my time, guys.
Relationships are savage.
No, one was a text. No, it wasn't email. It was an email. One was a text.
I'm just trying to think, what other...
Medium. You can send something in the post.
I've done that.
I know someone who broke up with his girlfriend by sending her a recorded delivery letter. You've met the person before, Dolapo.
Huh?
You've met the person before, Dolapo.
He sent...
You've met the person before, Dolapo.
Is it the guy that sent...
The guy sent the girl a recorded delivery letter in the post to break up with her. He wants to make sure she got it. You've met the person before, Dolapo. You've met the person.
Is the person a creative?
Yes.
Is it like?
Oh, you've met that person before. Good looking young man as well.
What? Okay, I'm lost now.
I co-sign it personally. If sometimes you need to get the message across. Anywho, guys.
I need more clues.
Listen, clue time is over. Maybe that's a story for another day. But that's story time, guys.
Recorded. That is an insult. That girl. That girl can never tell anybody that story. That's an embarrassment.
Don't worry, I won't say your name, babes. If you ever see this.
Recorded delivery.
I was proud of him.
That is deep.
Listen, sometimes people don't get the message with an email or a text message.
Clearly.
So, you pay a little £6.50 at the post office. They'll get you that next day. Okay, cool.
Now get the message saying, message delivered.
Do you understand?
Oh, wow.
Well, guys, that is it for us. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye. Letter.